Good. How you doing?
Good, thanks. How is the team just doing coming off the losing streak? I know this isn't what you guys wanted, but have you seen the response out there?
Yeah, just competing. Nobody's happy. Nobody, it's always a rough thing to go through, but competing. The only way it changes is if we go out there and do our job. So, everybody approaching the week with an attack mindset. Ready to do their job, ready to do what needs to be done, and just taking advantage of the opportunities that we have and coming out ready to compete.
Ira?
Coach Norvell and Coach Warchant both talked about how much you guys have worked on ball security. Obviously, the defenses that's their job is to try to get the ball out. What do you think, you guys? Is it just more reps, or what do you think is going to be the key to the position group?
Yeah. No, we always say it doesn't matter till it matters. You don't think about it until it happens. So, just being conscious of it. Ball security is job security. That's the program. We're holding the program in our hands. They give it to us. They expect us to hold on to it. So that's our job. And, being intentional about it every day, every rep, everything we're doing, expecting somebody to come up behind, expecting it to get punched out, expecting someone trying to rip it, being prepared for that. So, you're not caught off guard, because that's when it happens, really. That's when you lose control of it, is when you're not least expecting it. The guy you don't see, that's the one who gets it. So just expecting it, being ready for it, being prepared, keeping it on our minds, and then just taking care of it.
We talked to Coach Harris just now and Coach Norvell the other day. We talked about blocking out outside distractions, and obviously there's plenty of commentary that anyone can have on what's happening. How, for you personally, do you feel like you've handled that? Do you feel like you've been successful with that? How, I guess?
Yeah, I don't listen to it. Like you said, blocking out the noise. It's easy from the outside to say so many things and, critique, but, go in there and run the ball. Go in there and, try and catch it. Try and go make a tackle. Like, it's a lot different on the field. So, everybody got a lot to say, but, to actually be out there and do it is a different story. And a lot of times, you see things that, the people might see something that they think is wrong when really that's the scheme. That's what we're doing. That's what we're trying to do, and it's just not executed correctly. So, people can say things from the outside, but they don't know what's going on inside. So, nothing they have to say is really important to me. What the coaches say, what I see on film, what I know myself, and I got to do to get better. That's what matters.
Going back to the ball security, how's the balance? How do you guys handle the balance between fighting for every inch and sometimes just get down to live for another play?
Yeah, just being smart with it, smart in the situations. If it's 4th and 1, you gotta have it. You gotta have it. But that doesn't mean you don't take care of the ball. You still gotta, that's still gotta be on your mind every time. If it's a situation where you're about to lose it, maybe you go down early. Maybe just to protect it. But just being smart with it. That's the big thing. I'd rather not get the first down and keep the ball in my hands and we just punt it the next drive, or then fumble it and now the offense gets the ball right there and we don't get a chance to flip the field. So got to take care of it. That's the most important thing. No matter what situation it is, got to take care of it.
Anything else for Gavin? Ira?
One more. I was going to ask you, apparently it sounds like Tommy got banged up a little bit right early in that game. When he's not as able to maybe do some of the things he normally can do running, what kind of leadership do you see out of him and finding other ways to help the offense keep moving?
Yeah, he's dynamic. Just because he can't run the ball doesn't mean he's not elite in other aspects of the game. And that's what a team's for. When something's not going well, other people step up. So maybe that's handing the ball off, making plays in the passing game. Just giving them opportunities to continue to be successful. We all got to compliment each other. Sometimes somebody's not on, somebody might be a little bruised up, a little injured, whatever it is. But we got to compliment each other. That's what we got to stand up. Somebody else got to make a play. So just complimenting each other in that regard. Everybody doing their job and just being ready for the opportunity.
One more follow-up on ball security. Have coaches changed anything with how they're coaching it the last couple of weeks, or how they're emphasizing? Has there been anything different, I guess, in the last week or two? Yeah, just continuing to emphasize it. It's an intentional thing. Like I was saying, it's the guys that you don't expect. It's when you least expect it is when you lose it. So, keeping it on your mind, constantly, 24, every time you're running that ball, every time you're in between the tackles, every time you're in open space, ball security. Expect somebody to come get it. Expect somebody trying to rip it out. Expect somebody trying to punch it. Especially now, we put that on film. That's us. That's on us. So, just being conscious of it, knowing that it's coming.
Corey?
Do you know, before a series or in the middle of a series, hey, I'm up? like the running back rotation, you guys all played well and had good runs in that game, but there is a lot of rotation. So I guess how hard, number one, is it to get into a rhythm? But also, do you know going into a series or after 3 runs with Keziah, it's like, okay, I'm up next. Like, how does that all work out in the middle of the game?
Yeah, I mean, Coach Yak controls that, and he's able to read some of the guys. Maybe they're tired, maybe somebody's hot, maybe somebody's not hitting it how they're supposed to, and somebody else can get in. But it's his rotation. But as running backs, we're ready for whatever the situation is. We always talk about don't let your opportunity embarrass you. So when you get that chance, you got to be ready for it. Got to go out there and do your job and execute it. The offense as a whole, it doesn't matter who's back there. Somebody's got to get the job done. So whoever's back there, that's our thing. Anybody can do it. Anybody in that room can get the job done. It's just when you're out there going actually and doing it and taking advantage of that opportunity.
Any other questions? All right, thanks, Gavin.
Thank you.
Thank you.